Hey guys, it's Fred and Sheila McCoy. We're at the Hatfield McCoy Museum, Liberty, Kentucky. FredMcCoy.com for all the information. Sheila's behind the camera.
Hi guys, hope you're having a great day.
We were just walking around looking at a couple of the cases, and we know people like to, as we're doing things, likes to look. This is nothing more than my grandma and grandpa's. It don't go way back in history. Nothing to do with the feud as far as we know, except that my grandfather and grandmother owned that shotgun. Now you got to understand that my grandfather and his grandfather was close, which was Preacher Ant's Hatfield. Whether that was one of Preacher Ant's shotguns, we don't know that. It would have been of the age that it could have been passed down to my grandfather Phillip. But there's certain ones in here that we know that are, and there's certain ones that we don't.
Right.
So we try not to say something if we don't know it. We'd rather not claim it and be wrong than we would to claim it as something that it's not.
Exactly.
We've got all kinds of artifacts in the museum. You've seen this one before. That's Grandpa and Preacher Ant's toolboxes. But my grandfather was actually a blacksmith, and he had more blacksmith tools and stuff like that than Preacher Ant's did. Everybody, I guess, back then had the old toolboxes that they carried their stuff in. But on this this case here, this was would have been pertaining to Ma McCoy. Here's an old, that's a matchbox from back in the day. Take the big kitchen matches and put down in there, and then you could raise this little flap here, and that would get you a match out to light her pipe. Now there's Grandma's pipe. There's her old green ashtray and the old clay potted ashtray. She had those two. She had other ones, but that was her two favorites that she kept. Here's her candy dish down here that she always kept hard candy in. Anytime you come to Ma McCoy's house, on the coffee table would be the candy. Down through here, of course, is this is my mother. She'd never shot a gun in her life until after Dad passed away, and she was well into her 50s. And Sheila and I took her and taught her to shoot. And we've got videos right before she died. Mom had dementia and stuff, but she still remembered how to shoot.
And there she got right in the bullseye.
This is my dad's pistol. Now, he caught that from Paul McCoy. Paul McCoy died not long after he gave that to Dad. And in fact, Ma McCoy may have given that to Dad after Paul died. I can't remember. But anyway, that come from Paul McCoy to my father. Dad carried that for years in his money box at the Blackberry supermarket. And I carried that for 40 years on my ankle as a police officer. That's why it looks so rough. I dropped it one time and broke the hammer on it, and I took a grinder and grinded the hammer off. And
it still works.
So it still works, and like I said, I carried that on my ankle for 40 years. This little 22 beside of it, that's the one Mother liked. That was just a little 22, and that's her shooting it over there in that picture.
Right there.
And we've got a video, right, like I said, within a year or so of her dying, and her down there, and her target. In fact, here's her target. We wrote a book about Mother years ago about dementia, living with dementia, and right where I got my finger on that X is where she shot. And
right on.
And she was right on it. And there's Mom and Dad, of course. There's Mother's crown that we got her one day for her birthday she was having, and we made her. And of course, with dementia, she was like a little child. She loved that little crown there. And in fact, we put one on her tombstone for Memorial Day this year. Over here to the right is just Dad's cufflinks, a couple of rings that the children got for Dad over the years, a watch. My dad was not materialistic. Anybody that knew him knew that he probably never had this stuff on. I think he wore the tie tag more than anything. The 2 diamond rings he never wore, and the watch he may have had on one time just to make us feel good. So my dad was just not a material person. He didn't like showing off. He didn't like, he was just
down to earth.
What you seen is what you got with my dad. And other than that, we was just making a video and trying to see if there's anything else in here that we can turn around and show you while we're at it. But I don't see anything right off the bat. Other than that, Guys, it's Fred and Sheila McCoy at the Hatfield McCoy Museum, Liberty, Kentucky. And let me have that.
My turn. Please like, subscribe, and share. Catch you on the next one.
You got anything, or we missed anything? I see something right up there. A while back we was doing a story on Life magazine. We was asking, who was it? Keith Hatfield, I think, said that Devil Ants was in 1911 Life magazine, and we disagreed. We said, show it to us. We want to see a 1911 Life magazine. And of course, nobody's ever showed it to us yet. And we said, well, they might be a May the 22nd, 1944 Life magazine. And there is. That's the date of that one. May the 22nd, 1944 is where Devil Ants was in a Life magazine. He was never that we've ever seen in a Life magazine in 1911. We've got 3 of those here in the museum. And along with our other collection. This right here is an ashtray that my uncle got years and years and years ago. That's the NASA table. Now this ain't got nothing to do with Hatfield McCoy feud, but it does have to do with Hatfields and McCoys. That's the NASA when they sent the Apollo Mission Control Center. And that ashtray right there that you see is one of those ashtrays that's on that counter. That's the ashtray that they actually used for the NASA people. Other than that, it's Fred and Sheila McCoy once again, and we are out of here.
Bye. Have a great evening. Bye.